I will present the social sector, focusing on the challenges we face and the strategies we propose to address them. The first challenge is incomplete access to services. While 98% of households already have safe water and 100% of children are enrolled in elementary school, about 2% of households, especially those in informal areas, are still underserved. They often lack reliable water, healthcare, and education access. To solve this, we propose the strategy of expanding service access. This will be done by employing mobile health units to reach underserved areas, launching water access project for informal settlements, and strengthening barangay education outreach program for out-of-school youth. The second challenge is persistent poverty among vulnerable groups. Even though poverty incidence is very low at 0.09%, many informal workers remain at risk. They have unstable income and are not fully covered by social protection programs, making them vulnerable during crisis. To address this, we propose the strategy of reducing poverty. This includes providing target livelihood grants for low-income households, establishing skills training and micro-enterprise support hubs, and expanding social protection programs such as PhilHealth and Peace. The third challenge is unemployment despite high participation. Our labor force participation is at 67%, the highest in the country. But unemployment still remains at 4.7%. This issue mostly affects youth and women who struggle to find stable and decent jobs. To solve this, we propose the strategy of boosting employment opportunities. This will be achieved by organizing local job fairs and career matching in partnership with TASDA and DOLE. Building community skills development centers and strengthening public and private employment programs that focus on youth and women. By addressing these challenges with the proposed strategies, our goal is to achieve 100% access to services, reduce poverty to 0%, and bring down unemployment to just 3% by 2026. And that's all for social sector.
For our economic sector, we aim it to be competitive, diversified, and dynamic local economy. So, first on being competitive, our key challenges are lagging behind from other central business districts. So, from our key indicator na Cities and Municipalities Competitiveness Index, second most improved highly urbanized city ang San Juan, but they lag behind infrastructure and process benchmarks na nakikita sa other central business districts. So, they lack ease of doing business, investment volume, and they have small office market size affected by Metro Manila's congestion and fragmented planning. So for our proposed strategy for this is to increase the CMCA Economic Dynamism score by 25% from 2024 baseline. So we aim it for San Juan City to be the most or the first improved highly urbanized city for this index. So paano namin ma-aim yun? By proposing fully digitalizing business registration and permitting processes, and also attract new investments in high-value sectors such as IT BPM or creative industries through enhanced incentives. So for our second aim, for it to be diversified, our key indicator is the sectoral share of gross domestic product. So our challenge here is San Juan is have San Juan have high dominance in service sector. So majority ng GDP still comes from services, while other services are at 30.8%, accommodation and food services at 17.7%, and human health and social work at 12%. Other sectors such as manufacturing or tech remains minor contributors. So our proposed strategy is to decrease the retail or real estate share of GDP from 70% to 60% para mas mabalance sa all sectors yung share ng gross domestic product. So, our proposed strategies to do this is to nurture 3 industry clusters such as creative industries, professional services, and high-tech manufacturing. And the other one is to optimize underutilized land for mixed use and innovation hubs as per club. And lastly, for dynamic, our key indicator is the annual GDP growth rate. So our key challenge here is the accelerating growth rate from 2022's 6.1%. So our current GDP is 4.8 noong 2023. So nangyari yun because of the over-reliance in local consumer spending, absence of high-value industrial and tech sector as stated kanina na lacking yung other sectors ng San Juan for economic development, and rising business costs, and nung una, strong competition from larger CBDs. So our proposed strategies for this is ang goal is to maintain an average 5 to 6% annual GDP growth rate. So, we're going to do this by attracting tech-based or industrial firm to operate para magkaroon ng high-value industrial and tech sector sa San Juan, and implement rent stabilization in key commercial zones, and improve mobility in infrastructure like bike lanes and pedestrian walkways sa San Juan dahil nga sa congestion nila. That's all.
So for the infrastructure, one of the key challenges is the earthquake and resilient reservoir. So active fault lines under Metro Manila, including San Juan City, are capable of generating earthquakes of 6.7 or even up to 7.6 magnitude. According to JICA Philippine study, it was estimated that a 7.2 magnitude quake on the West Valley Fault, commonly referred to as the Big One, would result in widespread damage of 40% of the building infrastructure could collapse or severely crack due to the lack of proper seismic design infrastructure in San Juan City. For the proposed strategies in these key challenges is, first is retrofitting schools, hospitals, health centers, and shelters, ensuring that critical services stay functional after a quake. The San Juan Reservoir project is a long-term investment designed to store up to 56 million of water and withstand earthquakes up to 7.2 magnitude, ensuring continued service even it faces major seismic events. So San Juan City, in partnership with
DOST, or Philippine PHIVLOCS, has set up an earthquake simulator to provide a realistic experience of ground shaking and earthquake hazards, to utilize a proper hazard awareness and other educational materials to inform residents about potential earthquake hazards. And this program is for their community engagement for disaster preparedness. So for the next key challenges is traffic congestion and lack of people-centered streets. So San Juan City is the smallest city in Metro Manila. Yet they host the major commercial hubs such as Green Hills Shopping Center, Ortigas Avenue, and Wilson Street, which attract heavy traffic from the surrounding areas. And according to Mayor Zamora, San Juan City faces traffic congestions, especially in Barangay Hills, due to inadequate public transit, where they load and unload passengers anywhere, worsening the traffic flow. And according to Jason Edward, San Juan City has a lack of safety infrastructure for pedestrians and cyclists due to the sidewalks are often narrow or poorly maintained. And bicycle lanes are limited or frequently invaded by vehicles. In addition to that, San Juan City removed the bollards protecting bike lanes to restore the capacity due to traffic concerns. For the proposed strategies is the city mayor, Mayor Zamora, issued Executive Order Number 4 in 2019, declaring that several Green Hill streets has no parking zones, even though it meant losing millions in their revenue from street pay parking. Next is the key project of the mayor is the Green Hills West Cream Connector Road. So this created a new two-lane route linking Eisenhower Street to 3rd West Cream, easing access to Boni Serrano Avenue and EDSA. This project includes street lights, bike lanes, drainage, and vertical garden, highlighting both functional and design. For the safe crossing for the pedestrians, such as overpass or underpass, and widening and improving sidewalks along Ortigas Avenue, Wilson Street, and Green Hills Shopping Center. Also, one of the proposed strategies is improving the terminal in the Green Hills Shopping Center. It should integrate jeepneys, UV Express, and shuttles in one intermodal hub with clear routes and loading and unloading area. For the last key challenges is flood mitigation and waste management. So according to Philippine Information Agency, Metro Manila's drainage system is no longer sufficient in terms of heavy rainfall and high urban density due to its growing population, including San Juan City. In addition, San Juan City Mayor Zamora emphasizes that the drainage master plan in San Juan City is needed to address due to climate change, population growth, and waste-related issues. So, public waste, especially trash, are improperly disposed in rivers, creeks, and drainage blocks waterways and causes severe flooding during heavy rains within the area. For the proposed strategies is San Juan City can mitigate flooding by modernizing their pumping stations since they have a total of four pumping stations, dredging and desilting rivers, developing flood detention basins or larger basins, and a strong drainage asset management program. So these measures will help manage the storm surges, prevent river water from spilling into streets, and ensures that the city waterways remain clear. And for the uh, last proposed strategies is San Juan City should uh, implement or address waste-related flooding by segregating waste and establishing every barangay a materials recovery facilities or MRF for recycling and composting. So, this should improve garbage collection routes, um, establishing uh, transfer stations for the trash and to maintain waterways within the area. So the city should enforce the uh, extended procedure responsibility law and institutionalize river maintenance to maintain cleaner waterways and waste management.
For environmental and natural resources sector, first is clean air and water quality. Based on the assessment, San Juan has moderate air quality at 88%. The remaining 12% is the main problem came from vehicles, especially during rush hour, where there's a high volume of cars moving around the city. Next is the industrial emission. Pollutants came from manufacturing process or industrial activities, and weather also has a factor to air quality, like increasing humidity, causing molds or wind. Speed contribute to the urban particles, which is common sa urbanized city like San Juan. While the water quality is 100% safe, especially mga monitored sources like San Juan Water District and Orangeville Company. However, there's still risk of river and groundwater pollution, so kailangan pa rin na laging minomonitor. For proposed strategy, reduce pollutants, maintaining safe access to air and water quality standards. Water pollutant control, strict regulation for factories near San Juan River para ma-prevent yung water waste discharge and contamination. Next is the industrial emission monitoring, regularly checking air emission from small factories, industrial activities, or even small businesses using wood or charcoals to meet the air standards. Last is the public awareness and reporting. Seminars to resident and commercial owners about the air water, pollutants, and the costs, and provide weekly or monthly report of air and water quality for monitoring and awareness of the citizens. For vibrant, urban green space is required. Only 4.62% of total land ng San City is covered ng green space like gardens or parks, which is mababa sa target or recommended na 20 to 30 percent green space ng World Health Organization or yung WHO. The main reason are first, land scarcity, na occupied ng residential and infrastructure most of the areas. Urban planning priorities, nakafocus sa commercial hubs and residential areas, and the economic pressures. Since San Juan is a small city and Metro Manila, unused area sold for real estates instead of using it for green space for more incomes. For the proposed strategies, enhancing biodiversity and improve environmental quality. First is strengthening the zoning ordinance, requiring new buildings to include luminar ventilation strategies like the SNDC, rooftop gardens, vertical gardens, or either atrium. Next is the community awareness and participation. Organize community seminars, activity, or even city advertisement about the benefit of green space, greeneries, garden, or even vertical walls. Next is the green street gardens or pocket parks program, converting the unused street corners, sidewalks with greeneries or as shading government lot into mini parks or pocket parks with native different trees and vertical green walls on residential area. Next is climate. Climate ready environment. It starts with atmospheric temperature. It shows how climate change affecting the San Juan city. The projected annual temperature for 2036 to 2065 from Ecological Profile 2021 of San Juan City is around 29.7 degrees Celsius in warmer months and 25.7 degrees Celsius in colder months. But in 2024, the reported annual temperature in warmer months is 32.8 degrees Celsius and 27.5 degrees Celsius in colder months due to urban heat island effect or yung UHI because of limited green spaces even in street and too much use of concrete in the city means yung intense heat nagba-bounce lang siya sa pavements and building kasi wala nagre-regulate ng temperature which is sana yung greeneries. And this means the city is more energy dependent, like using more air condition na nakakadagdag sa init ng buong city. For the proposed strategy, delay the increasing UHI and energy consumption. First, renewable energy and energy efficiency, installation of solar-powered street lights, encouraging new buildings to use daylight designs to illuminate the indoor spaces to save energy. Last is urban heat reduction program, installing rain gardens, green canopy, and bioswale in the city halls, schools to absorb stormwater, reduce flooding, and reduce the heat in the area.
For for the institutional sector versus responsive, San Juan City Directory, 28% of offices have no display contact numbers nor email addresses in the online directory, which hinder public access to ease of communication with city offices. So sa proposed strategies naman po namin ay government offices shall have available and working contact lines, city website and social media page must display contact information of its offices, and even localized barangay should have a complete directory of all city offices for ease of communication. The San Juan City website display a directory for all its offices pero some of it ay blanco kaya when needed, you won't be able to contact them kasi wala po siyang nakalagay. And the lack of update contact information in the city directory would create barriers for citizens seeking assistance and accessing government services. Dapat ang government ay responsive to its citizen kaya ang proposed strategy namin ay dapat magkaroon ng available and working na contact number and email bawat offices na makikita sa website, social media page, pati na rin sa city at barangay offices. Next is efficiency. Cities and municipalities competitive index indicate that the city belongs to the lower 21 among highly urbanized cities when ranked in terms of government efficiency, especially it lacks in its capacity to generate local resources, capacity of health and school services, and recognition of its performance.
proposed strategies naman po, improvement government efficiency through better quality of school services, support productive expansion by facilitating business and attracting investment, and proactive regulation by ensuring a balanced approach between business growth and public welfare. Sa San Juan City has shown improvement sa business-related process and compliance, pero meron pa rin siyang gap in delivering quality public services and sustaining long-term development. And to address its challenges in terms of quality of school services, dapat mag-expand pa ng school facilities para maka-attract pa ng mas maraming enrollees. And to achieve proactive expansion naman, dapat magkaroon ng supportive environment para sa business by organizing workshop, seminars, and network event para matulungan sila maka-attract ng investors. And for the proactive governance naman, dapat magkaroon ng dashboard para sa mga concerns and feedback ng mga citizens. Next is accessible. Bagong Pilipinas eGov.ph Servicio Hub accommodate 24 on-ground eGov.ph centers. 34% of the government services access on eGov.ph Super App, and it's recommended to use the extension app, yet the city ranked 29 among 33 highly urbanized cities in terms of internet capability. So, sa proposed strategies naman po, build more physical hub in case of online system issues and to cater those with no access to online services, more location for physical hub and for more localized services, improve internet capability if pushing for online services. So, sa San Juan City, low-ranking internet capability hinders the full utilization of eGov.ph Super App, kaya dapat magkaroon pa rin ng physical hub, and this digital gap may prevent many citizens na maka-access ng e-government services efficiently and inclusively. Kaya po, strengthening internet infrastructure while expanding physical hub will ensure both online and offline accessibility, making service more reliable and equitable para po sa mga citizens.